Hi, and I saw some kind of notification. I don't know what it was, but um, I guess I'm live now. um, so today I wanted to speak about standards, core values, and yeah, I think it's quite an interesting topic that we also can discuss yeah, in many cases and for quite a while. But that is actually with all the subjects that I'm yeah, speaking about in these live videos. The reason I want to share this with you is because it is something that I have been that is a theme since quite some years already, and it is something that is kind of a red thread in throughout these years, and it comes back in several forms. And as you guys might also already know, is that I'm also always speaking about topics that I don't only deal with myself, but others as well, because I'm hearing a lot, people are telling me a lot. Maybe they don't share it publicly because that is not what they want or what their task is, but then I do it. So I'm not only always speaking about myself. For the people who don't know me yet, the new people, my name is Melody, and I am what I call an intergenerational trauma healer, and that is in many different ways. There are many different ways to go about it, but what I actually do is facilitate people, creative healers I call them, to come back to or connect with their own core, and yeah, to be able to live their own mission in an authentic and healthy, conscious and sustainable way, and to facilitate them in yeah, creating a life of fulfillment for themselves and their environment. So that can also be called manifesting the dream life, perhaps. So that is what I do in a nutshell. And as I said before, in many different ways. And if you want to know more about it, you can find all about it on social media, as well as via other channels. And otherwise you can always, of course, directly ask me. So yeah, I wanted to share about my standards and core values, because that is something which I have experienced since I started for myself when I officially started my practice in 2015. More and more that became a theme. I have had my standards and my core values yeah, ever since I was born, and even before that in previous lives as well. But throughout time, these only crystallized more and more, and I have gotten more expressive about it as well, also in public. And that is because I always align myself with my own core, with my intuition, that people call it, and with the greater good. And that is also what I facilitate others in, to really make that connection with their own intuition, with their inner being, and with that also in connection yeah, with the outer world, and especially the greater good, as people also call it. I happen to have quite high standards in life, and the last couple of years, more and more, I've heard people express that they find it a bit extreme. Sometimes literally, sometimes not so literally, and most of the time that is because it is something that is also a collective theme, and they have their opinion about it, and or their experience, their own experience, and they project it upon me when they get acquainted with me, when they get into connection with me, when they get to know me for the first time, or when they hear something from me that they actually don't know everything about yet, but they have an idea about it, and then they call it extreme quite quickly. But they don't know the background story. They don't know my intention behind it. They don't know who I am, for example. They don't know my background. They don't know what I've done in my life and what I'm up to, what my goals are, what my vision and mission is. So it's only a fragment of what they see. It's only also a moment in time. And then, there quite quickly a label is put upon it. I don't mind if that is just their opinion and they just deal with it themselves and just, but it's getting harmful when they use it to, hi, wow, thank you for thank you all for the likes and hearts, etc. Thank you very much. But it becomes a total different thing when people use it against you. And as I said before, hi Zakaria, thank you for watching, wonderful. But it's, as I said before, it's not only about me. It's not only me who is experiencing this all. And that is also why I share this publicly. A lot of the times people want to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. What I have experienced, especially when I started for myself with my business, there were a lot of quote-unquote experts, and I'm not speaking about only really being in a profession or something, but also, people surrounding you in daily life. They come with their advice, feedback, or actually their opinion. Hi Kimberly, wonderful you're watching and attending, thank you. But they say, yeah, you should really do this or that, and that works. I have to say that I've never, I don't do that. When someone has a business, I always assume that they know what they're doing. They start something with intention, and that doesn't mean that they might have difficult or hard times, and that they could do things differently for themselves, which would make them more successful in some way. And it's also, a question, what do you call successful? What is success to you? Because it's different for every individual. But I never, when I know that someone is doing business, or when I'm entering a business, or when I'm purchasing something from a company, a business, a brand, or whatever, it never dawns on me to say, well, you know what I think, you should do this and this, and you should change that in your business, and you should do that and that, that will work better. And hi Anthony, thank you for attending. Wonderful. I've never done that. Again, I'm assuming it's my first my first thought, quote unquote, that I'm wishing this entrepreneur, this businessman, woman, whoever is standing in front of me. Hi Barbara, I finally see people attending. Finally it is indicated, and I'm really happy. Thank you for attending, everyone. But I respect the one who's standing in front of me, and I wish them the best. I wish that they thrive. I wish them success, and I'm really happy for them. I'm really happy that they had an intention and wanted to create something, wanted to build something. Hi, Barbara. That they wanted to create something and put something out there. And most of the time, people that are doing business, they want to do something to help other people as well, or make them feel happy, or make them feel successful in one way or another. They want to serve the greater good one way or another. And it's not only about hi Marie-Louise, we've spoken to each other before today, but it's not all about, you know, it's not about greediness or something, or people just wanting to make money and, you know, and wanting people to buy something and just yeah, strip others from what they have and then call it successful. It's not at all about that. A lot of people also don't realize that people that are doing business, that are starting something, that want to create something, that want to build something that is of benefit and contributing to others as well, that they put their own resources, everything they have, actually at risk. A lot of people don't realize that at all, and they take everything for granted. So that is also what I want to say when we're speaking about having high standards and committing to your core values. A lot of the times people are quite, they really don't care about the risk. I, for example, I'm speaking about myself, I am taking with my life, with my time, with my money, with my efforts, with my resources, indeed, to, you know, contribute to a greater good and to something that is also beneficial for others, human beings, animals, the planet, the environment, etc. It's not at all about that. It's not that I want to, you know, it's not that I am bragging about how good I am or something. And I know all those who resonate aren't either. What I do want to make clear and emphasize is that those who contribute take a high risk. And a lot of people, again, don't realize that at all. And I really want to create more awareness about this, more consciousness about what others do for the greater good. And that it's not just, you know, it doesn't fall out of the sky. It is not that everything is for free, so I'm just going to grab my things and just, you know, being greedy because, yeah, they're offering something and yeah, it's for free. So a lot of people don't realize that those who are giving have to recollect things themselves first, have to invest with time, money, energy, efforts, all of these things that I mentioned before. It is not for free. It is not that it just comes falling out of the sky and we can just, throw everything at everyone, and they can just benefit from it and just don't even care and feel, how do you say it, feel entitled to it. It's not at all about like that. But having high standards, and I'm going to mention an example. I have been working on what I'm busy with for many years already, with a lot of commitment. Actually, I put all my time, energy, and invest a lot of money in it because I want this to work. Why? Because it is my life purpose. It's as simple as that. I couldn't do otherwise. And I have explained a lot of people what I have been doing and what I'm busy with and what my goal is, what my mission is, what my vision is, since quite some years already. And a lot of the times people are like, isn't it there yet? Haven't you had these results yet? And a lot of the times it's always only about money. Because I'm not a multimillionaire yet, people don't take it very seriously, because only the ones who are screaming that they are impressive, are important, are the real successful people in life. And otherwise you shouldn't even bother, otherwise you shouldn't even listen to someone, otherwise you should even ignore someone else just because they aren't a multimillionaire. It might sound crazy, but that is really what is happening collectively. And it happens massively since decades already. I just want to, make people realize something. A lot of the times, what I said, it is not even real or realistic, because they only see a fragment and they have their opinion about it. But as a lot of people know, what I call it, I'm busy with a master plan. And I've always said it could be that it is a 10-year plan or even longer. But a lot of people are only looking at immediate results. As I said before, things don't just fall out of the sky. When you want to build an empire, and I've always said a master plan or an empire you don't build all alone, only by yourself. You do that together. But it isn't there right away, or it doesn't, fall into your lap. You have to work on it for many years. And what is also the case is that you always deal with other people and circumstances from outside. So what I also experience, and again, I've seen that with others as well, and more I hear other people also, that share my experiences, express them to me. So again, I'm also doing it for you guys. That people surrounding us, are like, okay, so it didn't happen yet. So, and then they make you responsible for everything and anything in life, in the entire world that is happening. And if you haven't gotten any direct results, instant results, the way they want to see it, the way they want to perceive it, the way they think you should have. Otherwise you aren't successful, or you're a loser, or you're a failure, or whatever. If you haven't had that results within their timeline, then quote unquote you're a failure, or you haven't reached that yet. But you know that you have to wait for other people, for other parties, and for example governments, and it takes weeks, months, years before you hear something from them. And in the meantime you're doing something else, which is also something, yeah, you should only stick to one thing. Yeah, then I can stop with everything I do and just sit back and nothing will happen, because I have to wait for, you know, processes in life that aren't only my let's say it, responsibility also, but also isn't only on me. I can't function for everything and everyone around me. So people really should be, and I'm just going to say it, should be, and I wish they would be more realistic about things in life. When they say, yeah, you have all these wonderful plans, it's very idealistic, and why isn't it there yet? It is because the realistic thing in life is that when you have a big plan, it takes time for it. You know, when you're building a building, you first have to, you know, you have to think about it. You have to come with an idea, then you have to draw the sketches, then you have to, you know, put it into detail on paper first, or on your computer, whatever. Then weeks or even months have gone by. People don't realize that. Then you have to, you know, you have to do inventory and analysis, as you know, we were taught at the education I've done for this. But it all takes time, you know. There's a lot of information that has to be gathered, and you have to do some things with it, and to be able to create something with it. Then you have to gather the people around you to create it with together, because yeah, you could build a house or an empire all by yourself, but it takes a lot of time, even when you're doing it together, even when you're doing it with a big group. You know, the cathedrals, for example, that people have built, it has taken ages, and a lot of cathedrals aren't even ready nowadays. But for some reason, in other cases, people think like, yeah, it's just, you know, I have to, you know, just say it is done, and it is there. So then you have to, you also have to build the foundation. That also takes a lot of time. You don't want to have your creation collapse all at once, at one point. And you also can't afford that when it's, you know, when you really want to provide quality. You can't afford things to collapse when you are delivering. That is something that I've been thinking about and been saying for years. It isn't that much of an issue for me to attract people surrounding me. I've done that since I was younger, because I care, and the people that resonate with me feel that and know that, and it's mutual. So it isn't really a big deal to connect with each other if you're, you know, if you're on the same frequency, when you have similar standards and values, that's not the problem. But I've always said, I also want to deliver the right way. I want to deliver quality. And for that, that takes time. And, I don't want people to say that I should compromise on my standards and core values, and especially also when I'm in interaction with my audience and I really want to provide quality for them, because they also have high standards. I'm not going to let anyone tell me that I should just accept lower standards, take on lower standards, and lower the quality of what I at least want to provide. And I'm not a perfectionist. I also, when I feel like something needs to get out there, for example, my message, I just do it because I feel that it is needed, that it is wanted, and in connection. But I also feel like about certain things you can't compromise at all. And again, what I also want to emphasize, there's a lot of risk, and I'm taking risks in my life, and I don't need someone else to tell me what I should tolerate or not, when it's about my life, when it's about my well-being, etc. And I also want to encourage those who feel that they have to compromise on their core values, their standards, because other people tell them or make them feel like they should, because otherwise, why does it take so long, or where's your success? You have all these ideas and you're talking and you're doing, etc., but do you have any structure? Do you have any idea? Do you have any, I'm an expert, I'm going to tell you what you should do. Do they actually, understand and comprehend what you're doing, what your intention is, who you are, what your experience is in life, in many lives even? Do they really care about your well-being, your success, and that of others as well, even about themselves? Please first, explore that before you let others, take everything you down that you put so much effort in and isn't there where they want to see yet, because it naturally takes a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 25 years, for example. And they only, value you when you have lowered your standards and only come with a fraction, and even a fraction that is just going to collapse sooner or later. If you only come with that and they're only satisfied when you do that, then you might think again, are they really caring indeed about themselves, about you, and about the greater good? Because otherwise you wouldn't have had these high standards, and these core values. You want things to work out, you want to be successful in your own way, and you have the right to decide about your own life, about your own well-being. And what I always do is help people with going for their goals, reach their full potential by creating high standards, high healthy standards that they want to achieve. That is something else than saying that they should lower their standards and that they should just take what is there now, even though it is of a very low quality that they don't like and they don't want, and even that they have to risk their own life for it. So I will never, never, ever ask someone to lower their standards, ever. So I also want to emphasize, when someone is helping you or giving advice to you, you can see if that is, you know, asking to lower your standards and, you know, just take things for granted as they are, and it also lowers your vibration, your overall well-being, your happiness, your success the way you want it? Or is it actually really helping you and propel forward? Is it bringing you down, or your standards down? Or is it, you know, patronizing you? Is it, you know, harmful to you? Or does it help you get the best out of yourself, and, you know, even more than you could fathom yourself? And is it raising your standards, your quality of life, your values, your vision, mission, your overall well-being, and your happiness, etc.? You know, experience the difference, and then make a choice, whatever is good for you. Yes, I'm giving advice. I am coaching, consulting, doing therapy, and etc., whatever you want to call it. But I always, always, always take the other one into account, and that they will only benefit from it, and you know, ameliorating their experience in life, one way or another. And I'm not doing it in a way that I bring them down. I do it in a way that they can, you know, reach their higher potential, more than they are doing now, or more than they could ever fathom. That is a total different thing from, you know, just giving advice or feedback and saying you should do this or that from a limited point of view. And I also always give the other one the space to make their own choices in that. And that is very important. I always respect the being in front of me, the one who I support. I honor their being, I honor their own wisdom, and when they feel that they don't know it themselves yet, then I help them and guide them in, you know, seeing what they don't see yet, or, you know, finding their own way in it. I'm just accompanying them and supporting them in it. But I never, ever allow others to bring me down and say I should, you know, accept things in my life that are non-beneficial for me. I will never do that. And people might call me fierce, but that's okay. Because my standards, my core values are more important to me, because I always align it with the highest good. And I'm sorry for those who can't stand it, but I'm never going to negotiate on that. So these are my standards, my values. Thank you all for attending. Thank you for connecting, and I wish you all guys the very best. And you all know where and how to find me. Thank you guys, and until next time.